Now we're outside here because we're doing a bit of foraging with forager Feebee Foran, learning all about the benefits of wild weeds and trialing some of the skincare products that she's made from them.
Yes, good morning.
Good
Feebee,
morning
how
to
are
you.
you?
I'm great.
Hey, foraging, what is it?
So foraging by its very nature is getting out into the wild and picking wild plants to either eat or use for different reasons. So for me, I make skincare products out of them for using old Irish remedies that would have passed down from granny to granny to granny and then kind of just stopped and people forgot about them. So I'm kind of on a bit of a mission to bring
There
back.
is all those wives' tales, old wives' tales about you go out and you pick the dock leaves and it gets rid of this and all those things.
I've been there, done that, yeah.
And they've come from somewhere. They've come from somewhere, and we just kind of forgot about them. So, like, it's a matter of going, why did they do things the way they did? And, like, the fact of it is that people tended to use their intuition when there wasn't modern medicine to test what does this plant do. They'd literally listened to what the plant had to tell them.
And why did you start it?
Well, for me, 5 years ago, I lost my dad after a very, very short illness. 11 days of cancer, and that was the end of that. And I kind of went into a bit of a deep freeze. Like most people, when they're grieving, you kind of go into this freeze motion. And then as I started to thaw out, I realised that I needed something to ground me. And the one thing that called me was the ground itself.
Okay.
So
Really?
I started to forage and work with nature and kind of connect with nature in a way that kind of made me feel like, oh, okay, I can trust this. When the rest of the world feels like it's stopped, I feel like I can trust nature because Mother Nature knows what's coming next.
She does. And you call yourself the Green Witch of
Yes.
Fairhouse. Would that put people
That's
off?
Fairhouse in Tala now, is it?
Fairhouse, down, only
Around
down
the
the road.
corner.
Oh, a short hop.
Why a witch? Why witch? What, like...
Well, so a green witch is really somebody who connects with nature and works with animals, with the wildlife, with the birds, and helps people to
Potions.
Yeah, well, potions, but also to help people to heal and connect using the power of nature. So one of the things that when I do markets and stuff, I generally get asked, are you a good witch? It's always very important to establish this very fast.
And I'm
Yes,
sure you are
I'm a good
Doesn't have
witch.
the best reputation
No,
sometimes.
yourself
I
a
know,
witch.
fairy tales have kind of given us a bad rep, but witches are natural healers. So that's basically what I do, and I like to introduce people to wild plants and to get a bit of an understanding that there's so much that you can actually do from an emotional perspective from healing and also from a physical perspective.
Okay, well, you brought some with us. So now, when you're saying about foraging, so where can we go? So is it into the woods, into a meadow, anywhere really that has just plants growing?
Everywhere. Now, I bring people on what I call an urban foraging ditch witchery walk, and that's along the Dodder here. You
Okay.
can do it like in your local estate. It just depends on what you're looking for and what you're going to use
You
it
have
for.
to be careful, obviously, in what you pick up.
100%.
So were you going to show us safe
I
things?
think we're going to go this one first, are we?
You want to go with this one here. So this
Yeah.
plant here is called chickweed.
Let's go fly away.
Chickweed. We have him just balanced down because he's really, really light. This plant will grow at lightning speed in your garden. So and it'll grow like a carpet. It's really, really delicate little leaves, and they've got tiny little flowers on them that will start to go up a little bit more now as spring comes. And
Where would you find
you will
these?
generally find these at the base of trees, at the base of lampposts, along ledges, and corners.
Lampposts on the street, like?
On the street. And generally, it'll only grow where there's cracks in the earth.
Okay.
So that's nature trying to tell you how it's going to help you. So this is a fantastic plant for
growing
people.
out of the cracks.
Well, it's fantastic for people who have eczema and psoriasis.
Okay.
So
So
how
if you
do you
imagine,
eat it? Are you meant to eat it, or are you
You-
meant to turn it into a cream?
you can absolutely eat it. Stick that in your gut there.
And why
Would you like to try
though?
some?
What would this
Well,
be
it's
good for?
full of nourishment. It's packed with vitamin A, B, and C. And go on, go for it. You've got this. Not unpleasant.
Ah, it's pretty
Tastes
bland,
like eating
doesn't it?
grass.
Seems like eating
Not that- It tastes like eating grass. Not that I'm used to eating grass, but it just if you're eating grass,
There's
it
not
tastes
much
like eating grass.
flavour to
No,
it now,
well,
Phoebe.
listen, there's not necessarily supposed to be, but
Nah, Len.
go away. Will you go away?
Sorry.
It
Okay,
doesn't
so-
have a taste.
So what's this called?
This is called chickweed. So, as I
Chickweed.
said, this one is fantastic for
And
people.
what have you made that into a cream?
Yeah, I have one here called Skin Saver that I make. So I pull all the natural medicine out of this plant to make it.
How
to
do you
make
do
this.
that?
Mush
Oh,
it
it's a little
down.
bit of magic. You know,
Okay.
the witches have magic. No, I work with olive oil. So this is on a base of olive oil. So I
very
will have
good.
the olive oil will pull all the goodness out of it.
Right.
Want to have a try?
Can we try something?
Yeah,
Oh, it's
of
like
course.
Vaseline or something,
Yeah, it's
is
a
it?
balm.
Oh, it's a balm.
So you can
So
apply
what's
it
that
directly
used for
to your
then?
skin.
Okay.
Eczema, psoriasis.
It smells nice as
yeah,
well.
contact dermatitis.
What other things have we got?
So I brought some other bits here. So this one here, most people will recognize. You'll see this growing all over the place. I'm not going to give you any to taste.
Yeah. You should see him in the kitchen. He's desperate.
This
Can you
plant,
taste these as well?
yeah, you can. These are all edible. This plant is called plantain, and you will see it growing all over the place. Now, you'll recognise it a little later in the year. It grows big, long, single stems with little flowers that grow on the top of it.
Oh, right,
You'll
okay.
recognise it that way. It's called...
You don't eat the flower, you eat these.
These bits here. It has little ribs that run through it. See along there?
Right.
This plant was actually used by Alexander the Great.
Thanks, Al.
There you go.
That's your lunch.
Right.
This was used by Alexander the Great on the battlefield. So if his warriors got a sword wound, they would have folded it up and stuck it into the sword wound, and that would have helped it to heal and stop infection forming.
This because
Really?
Plant, yeah.
so I don't eat it. Then
You
I'll stick it in.
can. Well, you can.
You
But
can stick
the
it in your
leaves on
tongue,
this- the
stick it in
leaves-
your mouth.
the le-
It'll heal it.
The leaves on this one are a bit rougher, so I
Okay.
would tend to put this into soups and stews
Oh,
as
right,
opposed
well,
to
maybe
into
put it
salads.
into
But go
soups
on,
and
listen,
stews.
you're brave.
See,
It's just a leaf.
I
I
can
wonder
see
what
your
that'll make me do.
It'll-
Is that going to
it'll
make
turn you in-
superhero?
it'll turn
No,
you-
Right.
turn
you'll
you
actually come
Alexander
out
the
with
Great.
some audible sentences.
Actually can read the auto cue now. Okay, so what
So,
sort of
but-
creams would that have made
Well,
for you?
this one here, I would actually say to people, this is a walker or hiker's best friend. If you're out and about up the mountains and your boot starts to rub or you get a cut, you can literally wrap this around the wound and it'll stop a plaster or stop
Okay.
it'll act
And
like a
have you
plaster.
have you done this into one of your
None of
creams?
these have this one in it,
right.
but that's what that one would do. So that's just one for if you're out and about.
Okay.
That's one to use, like a natural plaster.
And what's it called? The
Plantain.
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 Okay, so if you cut yourself, stick a bit of plantain on it.
A plantain plaster.
Okay, and the final one.
And this one here is yarrow. This is my favourite of
I've
all.
heard of yarrow.
Yeah, so yarrow, Oscailga, it's called Ahar Haloon, the father of all herbs.
Oh wow.
And this one here is a super healer. It is what we call an analgesic. So it's like a painkiller, natural painkiller. So if you have a toothache, you can chew it and it'll start to numb out the
Now,
area.
the yarrow goes back for centuries. People know, like, put yarrow into
Absolutely,
things, yeah.
absolutely. And its Latin name is Achillea millefolium, and that's after the warrior Achilles.
Oh, no way.
Okay.
Because he would have used this on the battlefield to help his warriors.
And can you
So
eat
it's
that as
all-
well? You
Yeah,
can.
you
You can
can.
chew that if
If
you
you want to try that one, it has a bit of a bitter taste. Go on for the crack. You're in it
I'm
now.
going to taste this again.
Yeah, you're in it- you're
Go
in
on,
it
you
now.
try this one as
No,
well.
you're-
Go on, have
Go
some
on,
yarrow.
have some. Like, it's healing now.
It's healing. You'll feel a bit of a
Oh,
tingle
yeah.
on your tongue.
There's a flavour in that
Yeah,
one.
there is, isn't there? But
But why would you eat it if you didn't
Then
have
if you
toothache?
well, if you didn't have toothache, don't eat
you
it.
don't have to.
Okay.
You don't have
But
to.
could you put it in soups or
You
water
can.
or
You
something
can
like
put
that?
it. You can make a tea from it.
Make a
You
tea
can.
from it.
Yeah, you can chop it into salads if you want to. But it is quite.
Okay.
It's quite a floral taste.
And what's
Have
your
you- have
range
you-
called? Forever?
Forager.
A forager.
Forager
Didn't read.
forever. There's a whole new
Forager
brand.
Have you anything for eyesight? If you're interested in this, have you any kind of like 5 or a couple of tips
Sure.
for people?
So, if you are hoping to get out and start foraging yourself, I would say the first thing first is know where you are foraging. Don't go wandering into someone's private property.
No, exactly.
That's
yeah,
always
that's
that's always a
illegal.
good
Always,
one to
always
do.
space.
But
Very.
also, aside from that, be sure that you're not foraging where there is lots of passing traffic, where there's going to be pollution, and the plants that you're going to be using are going to be full of, fumes. Another one would be to always kind of keep above hip height where possible. We share our environment with wildlife and animals. They use these plants, like they're natural foragers. This is how they eat. They can't pop into the local shops. And also, creatures pee down low as well.
Yeah.
So,
Also height, yeah.
Tight,
that
where
height, yeah.
possible. I would always tell people to bring along some tools with them so that you don't either sting your hands or that you're not, if you're taking some berries or plants, that you're not pulling on a bush and damaging it, whereas you can just snip the bits that
Yeah.
you
And,
want.
Okay.
and of course, like they are natural herbal medicines, but of course, if you do have a problem, make sure to consult with your GP and everything
100%,
else.
100%, and I would always say that these are just a lovely way to complement.
Well, congratulations
Yeah,
on
on your skin range, your forager skin range.
Thank you
I
so
know
much.
this is like deep heat.
Yes, that's deep
Oh,
heat.
wow.
That's
That's
made
better
of
than
you now.
That's made of wintergreen.
Warren, thank you so much for
Thank you
joining
so
us
Thank
this
you so
morning.
much,
It's
guys.
Very interesting, yeah. Now, coming up next, The Whale, Pamela Anderson's new documentary, and Puss in Boots are all